I've just completed a prototype of a brand new pickup that I've been working on, and it's a dual string humbucker. Now I know there's a lot of other designs out there that do this sort of thing, so why is this a game changer for me? I'm going to go into that shortly, so keep watching, because just like me, you might not have even considered a pickup like this until you've actually heard one and tried one and experienced it for yourself. So what I'm going to do is I will take you through the build of this prototype so you can actually build one for yourself. So how do you even use this type of pickup? Well, the main reason I designed it was for low-end reinforcement. A reliable, low-noise way to add some ultra low-end to your overall sound. Now, it's not about ditching the bass player, it's about replacing the low-end presence that a bass player would normally provide. There's a few ways to get this done. Now, the best by far that I have found after trialing loads of different setups through hundreds of different shows is to use a 2-string pickup, that's the E and the A strings, and running that separately through an octave pedal or something I like to use, which is a subharmonic synthesizer. Octave pedals like the Boss OC3 and 5 and the POG, you know, great pedals like that, they work pretty well on their own, but there are just so many more benefits when you use them in conjunction with a 2-string pickup like this. First up, the tracking, so much better with a 2-string pickup. Because this pickup has been designed specifically to trigger an octave pedal or a subharmonic synthesizer, you just get a lot more note accuracy, and because there's a lot less sonic information getting fed into that octave, it's just a lot less glitchy and a lot smoother. Probably one of the more important things is that you can just play how you'd normally play. You don't have to try any different tunings, you don't have to play in an odd way to accentuate bass lines. You can just strum and play normally and get some nice low-end reinforcement. Clearer, more defined bass notes. Because there is just 2 strings going into that octave unit, the bass notes come out a lot clearer, a lot more defined, with a lot more sustain and less glitchiness. Let me show you some basic examples. Now make sure you chuck in some headphones because it's quite difficult to hear low end through a laptop or through a phone. And the other thing to think about is, while this is a recorded version of what this sounds like, or a recording of what this sounds like, this pickup is designed to be used live, and that's where you get the massive low end without all the other problems you get from tuning up bass through your current pickup system. So it's just something to think about when you listen to. The other thing to think about is about 85% of people watching this aren't actually subscribed. So if you could just boot that subscribe button, that'd be awesome. It really helps these videos get out to more people, and that would be great. I'd love to be able to get this sort of stuff out to more of you out there. This pickup is an essential part of my new original solo project, Whiskey Soho. Now I use this obviously mounted into my acoustic guitar, but it's a heck of a lot easier putting it straight into an electric guitar that's already routed out for a humbucker. Whiskey Soho is all about combining percussion, guitar, and singing all at the same time without using a looper. So this pickup was actually absolutely essential for me to get that massive sound coming from just one guitar. I suppose part way to a full band sound is what I'm going for. All right, so this is some normal strumming. Okay, let's try a little bit of fingerstyle stuff. Let's try something else. So firstly, what parts do you need? Probably the easiest way to go here is to buy a humbucker kit from Mojo Tone or Stewie Mac, and also grab a bit of magnet wire at the same time. Now, you can wind these by hand. I have done it before. It takes about a couple of hours, so you don't actually need a machine, but a machine obviously makes it a heck of a lot easier. Now, you don't need any special equipment to build these, just parts and time, maybe a screwdriver and a soldering iron. With the kit, you'll only actually have to install the poles and screws for the E and the A strings. Just leave all the other ones empty, and this way it'll only really focus on picking up those E and A strings. So here is the original prototype that I built using traditional humbucker components, and it worked fairly well. It was actually still a lot better than using an octave pedal on its own. I'm going for a high wind count, and I'm using 44 gauge wire, and I'm also winding each bobbin exactly the same. This is for the lowest noise possible. So remember, I'm building this to track really well and to trigger, not for the tone. Next part is just taping the coil. So once you've wound them, you just want to tape these up just to make sure they are nice and safe. The magnets I'm using here have been custom made in the UK. Now, I'm not using a bar magnet. This helps lessen crosstalk between strings, and I'm also using different magnet types for each position to get a way better string balance. So after these are all taped up and the magnets are in, now it's time to assemble the pickup. So I've had to make a custom mahogany spacer just because I'm not using a bar magnet or a keeper bar or anything like that. Then it's just time to wire these bobbins together in the traditional way. Next is potting the pickup. This stops any microphonic issues, noise issues, things like that. And I use a mix of paraffin wax and New Zealand beeswax. Back to the original question, so why is this a game changer for me? So now obviously I couldn't say it at the start. I had to show you and explain what this pickup sort of means to me. There's so many things that I've mentioned already, but to sum it up, while many 2 pickup strings are designed for tone to sound as good as they can as a pickup on their own, this pickup has been designed specifically to trigger and be trackable, not specifically for tone. So I'm never using the dry tone of this pickup. So please check out all the other videos on the channel, that'd be great, and the link's down in the description, and we'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.